Hi there, thanks for joining. Today we're going to talk all about company LinkedIn posts and how they definitely are not dead. Now, LinkedIn have been neglecting company posts for 15 plus years. Many people have a LinkedIn company post. Many people have spent a long time winning and gaining followers, but most people don't really think about what type of post, how does it perform? And most people have been driven, especially individuals, have been driven to focus more on LinkedIn personal posts. So today we're going to kind of cover that and maybe why you should look at company posts moving forward. I'll just kind of share my screen because I'm going to be jumping in and out of LinkedIn. It's all live, so anything can happen, literally, like this. Where's my LinkedIn? Here we go. Can everybody see my screen? Can I get some thumbs up? Now, can I just get a show of hands? Who actually has a LinkedIn company page at the moment? Just to get an idea. So who is posting actively, maybe once a week on the LinkedIn company page? Anybody? So nobody or not many. And that's fine. And to be honest, I've kind of dipped in and out. And last year I started doing it proactively and then I stopped again because, as we'll go into it anyway. So I'm showing this on Canva, so hopefully you can read it. But really, the purpose of today is if you're looking to get more followers on your company page, which potentially could be your brand, more clicks through to your website, which most of us want, and more subscribers from LinkedIn, company pages could be the way to go, or certainly something to use in addition to personal posts. So again, what we're going to cover today, I'm going to cover the first section first of all, and I will begin with that now. So LinkedIn personal posts, as you know, are really, they perform great, and the views that I've been getting this year are ridiculous. I mean, I think in the first week in January, I got over 500,000 views, and I'll just show you some of my views now. And what I'm finding with slideshow posts, they typically jump up a couple of days later. So I'll just show a couple. I've been in Scotland for a week. So 75,000, 14,000. You're not going to get 100,000 plus every single time, but if you follow the formula, you're going to get great results. So January, I have an amazing one posting mainly from my personal posts. And I think it's good to really use your personal posts for things like thought leadership posts, especially if you're in an organization where maybe you're careful what you want to talk about. Personal posts are really good if you are the brand. So if you want to build up, talking about you do. But it's really, for me, you can use your personal posts as thought leadership pieces, really pieces that make you stand out as an individual. And the results, if you follow the formula of what works best, pretty much I do 2 or 3 slideshows every single week, and I can pretty much now guarantee these results. And this is not just for me, it's for the clients I work with as well. So, and again, that's based on right now, January 2022, on the current algorithm. As most people that use LinkedIn know, the algorithm changes all the time. But for the last 6 months, pretty much, I've been getting these figures pretty much every single slideshow post, and I post about 3 a week on my personal post page. I've also been posting more value add and similar type posts on my company page, and I have been getting great results on that. So company page posts, typically a lot of companies, stop sharing for a moment, typically company page posts, a lot of companies just put information. They'll put up like, here's a webinar, they'll put up, here's my products. It'll be a corporate kind of image and some text, and often even it'll be some text and a link to a website. And they just don't perform well. Now, they don't perform well on personal posts, and they don't perform well on company posts. The type of posts that are working well on personal posts right now, image posts, like a single image, a PNG file, a JPEG, anything with a link to external website, will not perform well on LinkedIn at all right now. Anything with a link, that's because LinkedIn want you to stay on LinkedIn. So if you're diverting them to a website for potentially obvious reasons, they're going to discount that, and they're not going to show it to as many people. They have pretty much, when you post within minutes, they will actually grade what your post is. Is it positive? Is it shareable? What the hashtags are? Are people liking it? Are people engaging it? So they will really probably, with artificial intelligence, judge what your post is. Depending on what they decide, and again, they change this all the time, your post will be shown to more or less people. And that's pretty much how you would get a viral or get 20,000 plus views, is because LinkedIn have decided your post should be shown to more people. And they judge that on various things that we know. We know that it's basically on what kind of sentiment is it? Is it negative? Is it racist? Is it spam? Spam would be a picture, buy my stuff, it's $4.99. That kind of thing. LinkedIn doesn't want to see that at all. So straight away, even with the help of the Breakfast Club engagement, your post isn't going to do very well. I'm not saying never do those posts, but don't moan and say you only got 100 views, because that's why. And anything with a link is not going to do very well either. But again, for example, YouTube video, you might want to stick a YouTube video up there. That's going to do okay. But again, you're driving people to YouTube, so you're not going to get maximum views. To get the maximum views on company or personal posts, you need to really look at a couple of things. Number one, is the content any good? Good content is good content. So if you want lots of views, you need to create good content. And this is, you know, it's for a lot of people, it's a bit of a change of mindset about how to use LinkedIn. Ultimately, most people are there to get sales. But in order to get sales, you need to not sell, which is selling in itself, and it's a whole different discussion. But the posts that are working in terms of performance, for me, are posts like this. You know, posts that really add value, posts that give information. Let me just share my screen because you can't see it. Post like this one, let's say. So this is, again, if you want to remember what business in 2022, this was in January, just a couple of weeks ago. This has got 13 pages. So the sweet spot just now is anything over 5 pages, a slideshow post. This is giving information, it's educating people. It's something that a lot of people would want to click on. So before you post anything on LinkedIn, especially with a slideshow, is it something, think about, is it something people want to really see? Because at the end of the day, if you want people to get the best views on LinkedIn and convert to customers, you really need to showcase what you do, how you do it, why you do it, talk about things in your sector. It's easy to get views if you dance, if you sing, but if you want to get deals that views that convert, you really need to talk about what you do and showcase some value. And of course, this is selling to some degree, but if you keep getting these views every week, you are going to convert to customers. And you know, this week and last week has been hectic. I onboarded 3 new clients last week for this week. And this is all coming from these posts, literally, you know, whether it's on my company page or personal page, so really, if you want to get the most views and convert the most business from LinkedIn right now, you need to jump on these slideshow posts. Not just any slideshow post, because I know some of you thinking, well, I did a slideshow post last week, it didn't perform well. Was the topic or content any good? It needs to be something that can educate people, something that can make people laugh, something that make people smile, anything people want to swipe. If they're not going to want to swipe by that first page, so this first page has to be enticing to win more business you need to increase visibility. People need to click if they want more information, or 10 ways to show your credibility. I get lots of views. Yeah, 91,000. So again, I'm not giving anything away on that first page. If they want to do it, see anything, they have to click. And the more people that click, LinkedIn think this is an amazing post. So again, the first page is absolutely key on a slideshow post. And I know I'm jumping into a little bit of the other agenda, but slideshow posts, the headline has got to be something. Think of a newspaper headline. You've got to grab the millions of people that are on LinkedIn. You've got to grab them with this headline to actually get them to look at this. To some degree, they may not look at this, they may not, but the whole point is if they start flicking at this, and quite often, depends, might do a call to action at the end, I might do a special offer, but then people can go from this to look at your profile. This is on personal. But ultimately, these are the kind of posts that will convert. Headline, hashtags. So hashtags I'm using a lot. This is because it's relevant to me. Sales, leadership, motivation. I will also use property, construction, because that's the sectors that I'm targeting. Creatives, futurism. Futurism, leadership, and sales are all largely followed hashtags. So I know if I use these three plus a couple of other ones, it's going to get shown to the right audience. So hashtags, clickability, is it interesting? I mean, think about, would you want to engage in that? Because the whole point of social media is it's sociable. It is not telling information. It's not going to a networking event and getting out your megaphone and saying, look at this product, it's amazing, because people will just ignore you. It's the same on LinkedIn. If your post is just you in a megaphone shouting about your products or your wares or you even, and we're all great at talking about ourselves, people are just going to turn their back on you, and that can happen on LinkedIn. So try and make sure you're talking about what they're interested in. Try and talk about, things about, but also things that people are going to want to know from you. So if there's 10 questions that people ask you every time you have a conversation, think about putting them into a post, because that's value add. And honestly, I give away so many tips and hints. I thought maybe I'm not going to have any business, but the more I tell people how to do it, the more people pay me to do it, because people just aren't going to do it. So, don't worry about showcasing your, crown jewels. So that on personal, but these same posts work on company pages. Now I'm going to go to one I prepared earlier. Where is it? Okay, this is one I did on the company page as well. And I did, can you boost LinkedIn company posts, which is obviously what I'm talking about here. And again, I've slid through. This is, I posted a couple of days ago. When was it? When it was 1 week ago. It was on 31,000 impressions, which is the same as views. Now, this is on my page. I will show you some of the other. Now, again, the same principle applies. These are the posts. Polls aren't working very good on company pages. They are still working quite good on personal. So personal, the two only best performing views for views right now are slideshow posts of value and LinkedIn polls, which I know people hate them, but they're great for sparking conversations. You need to think about it as a conversation starter. Image posts, videos, any other ones aren't doing well on views. Doesn't mean to say you shouldn't do them. Video is great for showcasing yourself. So don't get too focused on the views, but slideshows are great for views, but they're also great converting, because you can really showcase your products or your skill set or lots of things. So it's a real great way for you to stand out. And I would recommend doing at least one of these a week, if not two. They do take a little bit more time, but if you do them, you can even use them on your company page. So company page posts are not performing as well as personal pages in terms of views, but they're still performing really well if you follow the formula. The formula is put 1 or 2 slideshows a week on there showcasing value. So the beauty of this is you could really repurpose a lot of the stuff you've done for your personal page or Instagram or anything and use it as a slideshow. I'm going to show you how to do slideshow posts later, because so many people ask me how to do these. The thing about company pages though, so I've kind of covered personal, company. A lot of people ask me, should I do both? The answer, I believe, unless your name is Maureen Kane, and that's your business, Maureen Kane, obviously not your name, Maureen Kane, but unless your name is the same as your brand, I would say yes, you should, because, which I'm going to go into now, is, you can do company page posts, which are more, you will have different followers on your company page to personal. A lot of people that follow my company page don't follow me, which is quite annoying, but hey, that's a different story. So company page, what I love about them, I'm going to go into some. So this is my company page, 680. Now, I set this up a couple of months ago. I started being quite active, then I stopped for 2 months. And I've just started again 2 weeks ago. So this is in the last 30 days, 48 visitors, 19 new followers, which for me is amazing, 56,000 views, 8 people have clicked the button. So why do I love company page posts, and why more so should you love company page posts? You should love company page posts because if I view it as a member. So if you view it as a member, there's one little amazing thing which personal posts do not have, as a call to action button. Now you can change this. I've got mine set up to sign up. you can change that to, there's about 5 or 6 options, which could be learn more, a few other ones. But anybody that lands on the company, the post, can basically just go to the top of the page and click sign up. Now, I've been trialing this, you know, on myself and clients, and, you know, the views are great, but we're also getting people signing up to the website and also converting sales. And this is why I say converting from company page posts is 10 times easier. Of course, you have to invest the time in your company page. So, I mean, all these I've not sent one invite out saying connect to my company page. All these followers, whatever they are, all these followers have came from posting. So again, at the ideal world for 2022, I want to grow this to maybe 4,000 or 5,000, but I know the 4,000 or 5,000 aren't necessarily interested in looking at pictures of me. They're interested in looking at information about the Online Breakfast Club, and they're looking about information on LinkedIn. So it's really, you know, if you can build it up over time, it's really worthwhile. People can connect straight away, and, you know, it really will help you build up a portfolio of customers. So if you're going to post 3 times a week, I would say potentially post twice on your company page for the next month or 2, and once on your personal page, or you could do it the other way around. But again, I'd say at least once on your company page. If you're posting 4 times, twice on your personal, twice on your company. If you are a company with more than 1 employee and you've got a team of marketers, ideally, I would say still post at least 2 or 3 times on your company page, and get your directors to post some thought leadership posts from their personal page. That are really, again, will help draw attention to them, but also the brand as well. So hopefully that makes sense. So any questions so far on personal v company? I'm just going to stop sharing my screen before I move on to the next section. Any? No? Good, good, good. So I've talked about personal v company. I'm going to go into, so which performs best? Personal still perform best, but the analytics also, I'll just show you that for company page posts, are really good. And again, if you are a company with more than 1 employee and you've got time to do this, it's great. So the analytics, let's just jump to the analytics. So the company page, you've got much better analytics. And, you know, anybody that's a data geek, it's quite annoying. The personal page posts, you don't really get a lot of analytics. But on this, it's amazing. So if I go to my analytics, you can look at so many different things. Let's look at followers. I think I've just had a follow while I've been on here. So I can look at followers based on location. And again, what I like to see, because my target market is the UK, these are all from the UK. Job function, sales, which is not a surprise because I'm targeting that marketing. So again, and seniority, senior, I like that because obviously we want decision makers. Industry, which is an interesting one. So again, there's lots of different ways you can, of course, see who the followers are. And again, as you see, lots of people aren't first connections. So of course you can send invites and connect to them as well. But I mean, there's so many different analytics you can get on this. I'm not going to go into everything, but there's great analytics for you to really measure. You can drive people to your website. The other thing is, if you are arranging an event, if you go to LinkedIn and you want to set up an event, if you do it from your company page, so you can select if it's company or personal. When you actually do this, you can use a LinkedIn registration form. And the benefit of that is you actually get a list of the email attendees. So you can email them before and after. If you do it for your personal page, you can't. So that's another reason to use LinkedIn company pages. And events are a great way for lead generation if you're not doing them. But I would definitely say, I mean, the key thing is to try, but again, don't post on your company page unless you're going to do value add posts, not a corporate image and a blog. And also that you're going to do slideshows. There's no point. Slideshows are the #1 performing post. Or if you've got videos, certainly do. If you've got loads of corporate videos, do one video one day and do a slideshow the next. And the great thing about videos, if you actually transcribe it, normally you can convert that to a slideshow post because I'm kind of giving key points. So results, I just want to go into, this is the company I've been working with, Gloria. So we've been, I mean, she's literally, we've done this a couple of months. So in the last 30 days, 89 new followers, Gloria's delighted, 90,000 views, 10 clicks to the website. And just again, this is the kind of post we've been doing, a slideshow post. Again, if you want to lift yourself up, you know, we're not giving, these are kind of motivational ones, that's only 3 pages. This one just done a couple of days ago, so it's just rising. 6 traits shared. So again, a lot of these topics have got numbers in them. And any kind of headline with numbers, I don't know if Lucy's on here, but copyright, any headlines with numbers, so 6 strategies, 4 ways, 3 reasons, all these things are fantastic for headlines for social media. And how many did this get? Let's see, 17,000. This one got 30,000. How about doing something new? Again, this was a couple of weeks ago and 2 weeks ago, 35,000. So, you know, this is really drawing a lot of attention to the brand name. So again, if you're looking, if your brand name, your website is something different than your name, this is where company posts really come into play. And, you know, at the end of this, typically I would do something like, obviously, again, you're tagging it. You can, of course, if you don't have a company page and you don't want to, you can use your personal page and tag in your company page. But again, if you do events, you're not going to get that ability. Ideally, you want to do both. So really, and there's another one, 19,000. So yeah, you know, these are really a great way to grow your following and, you know, naturally, and take it from there. So any questions on the company page posts? No, it's all very quiet. So I've showed you some results. I've got loads more, but I'll just show you some of these. Why not? And then I'm going to show you the pages resistance, how to create the post that's going to get those 20, 30,000 views, which we all want. And honestly, every single one of you here can get at least one post a week with 30,000 views. It's just kind of getting that right model, what works for you. And, you know, it might be slightly different for everybody, but so I'll share my screen again. So make sure I've done everything. Results. So these are some other results from company pages: 20,000, 17,000, 15,000, best performing posts. So again, ultimately the content is key. So the best performing posts are things that educate, inspire, don't sell, give people a reason to follow the company page. And, you know, they're not going to click follow if they don't want to see your post. Style of the post, slideshow post is absolutely key. You need to work the algorithm. Anybody says don't care about the algorithm, talking a load of tosh. You can play the game. Hashtags are absolutely essential. Hashtags, headline, question, clickable. These are absolutely essential to make your post. But ultimately, the style of the post, which we'll come on to in a moment. And of course, engagement, now, which we haven't spoke about. Getting engagement in the first couple of hours for personal or company page posts is essential. Even if your post is pretty good, if you don't have any following, for example, on company or personal, your post is probably going to die a death. Engagement is absolutely key in the first 2 hours. You need to get, and obviously the Breakfast Club, for those who don't do and aren't a member, we actually help get engagement on the first couple of hours by liking and commenting each other's posts, or our VAs do it for you. And that way, LinkedIn triggers the algorithm to assume that the post is clickable, likable, and LinkedIn will share it to more people. So you can naturally increase your organic reach of company page posts or personal page posts by using the engagement as a mechanism to push your post out. Engagement is only one of the mechanisms. The style of the post is the other. The good content is the other. If you just use the Breakfast Club for engagement, it's not going to if it's a rubbish post, it's not going to work, or if you've no hashtag, it's still not going to push it very far. So you need to use engagement plus a great style of post, like a carousel or a slideshow, plus use a good headline, plus make it something good. And before I go on to slideshows, I'm just going to talk about this. So ultimately conversion, everybody wants to know the $1 million question: how do you convert sales from this? And company pages, again, my background is in sales, so anything that helps me sell, I absolutely love, or anything that helps my clients sell, I love that as well. So how do you do this? So first of all, this is kind of similar on personal posts as well. First of all, I believe you need to keep posting to increase your visibility. That's the first thing. Get people to see you, if it's your personal, or your brand, if it's business. Get those followers up. So again, if it's personal, you can send 400 invites a month. If it's followers, if you're pushing out good content, you're going to grow that naturally. Then you want to convert them to your website. Now, I've got this lovely little pop. Anybody that clicks on, and this is where company pages come into their own. Again, they've got the button which says sign up or learn more, comes through to my website, and within 2 minutes or 30 seconds, this will pop up. And every single day I post on my company page, I've seen an increase on sign-ups to my website. And then they become a subscriber, and then they get, there we go, they get engage with an email sequence. Now, I've got about 3 emails, not death. Some people overkill, send you an email every 5 minutes. I've got thanks for signing up. Here's a video which gives you top tips on LinkedIn right now. So if you've not signed up, sign up. And then I think you get another couple of emails. But from that, I get sales or new members or new signups every single week. And I've seen it working for clients as well. So this is why I love, using the company page. It really does help people sign up. You can also, of course, on your company page, if you've got an event, if you do monthly events, you could basically change this banner, put the events, and you could have sign up. So let's say you're doing a free webinar or something, you can use it for education. You could drive people to the, just go to admin, you could drive people to the sign up form, so you can change this. So here you can go to the buttons. You could basically say register, and you could put the sign up page of that webinar, and you could change it every month. You might need a little bit of help to do that, but obviously that's something you can do that is very effective. So there's lots of other things you can do in a company page. So that's why I think it's easier to convert, and don't just think, I have seen it happen. So I'm just going to pause there and have a drink. Any questions? Nope. Is anybody thinking about using company pages so far? Have I converted anybody? Good, good, good. So now I'm just going to talk about the final part, which is probably...
Hi,
yes,
hi.
so hi.
It might be showing Amanda, but it's not really Amanda, it's James. I'm not even Amanda at the weekend. Yeah, company pages. So I'm getting the impression, although they've been around for a long time, you're saying LinkedIn have putting more sort of focus on them. Are our competitors, as it were, kind of behind the curve in terms of using company pages, do you think?
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, they are definitely, because LinkedIn, number one, haven't told anybody. I've been testing this for the last couple of years and waiting slowly, and it's only in the last 6 months that you can reach organically. Before then, you could only, if you posted, I mean, most companies post on a company page, especially corporate companies, they'll just chuck out a blog everywhere on all their social media. But what they're not doing is a carousel post. They're not using the right hashtags. I can tell you pretty much every single person I speak to don't know how to optimize a post for LinkedIn. They're not doing a carousel. They're using the wrong hashtags. They're not putting out engaging content. It's basically just information sharing. And they don't know anything about this new company LinkedIn page. LinkedIn haven't spoke about it. So absolutely, if you start changing this, you will definitely be ahead of the curve. And to be honest, even for your personal posts, if you start doing this, you know, there's 31 million people in the UK using LinkedIn. I can guarantee you only a couple of thousand, if that, are know what to do in a post. So I'd say definitely, and especially for your marketing, you know, if you can use this for your clients or for you, you're definitely going to be ahead of the curve. And it really is, you know, it can be game changing for LinkedIn performance. and it's very visible. You know, it's not like SEO. You're gonna see this results in a week or two from your clients, and that's why, you know, when I've got clients I'm managing their LinkedIn, they love it because I'll be like, let's analyze the post from last week. Straight away, you can kind of see what's working, tweak the hashtags. And I've got about 10 hashtags that I use. I kind of use 3 or 4 and change them. And sometimes, I mean, you're not always going to hit the sweet spot every single time. You're not going to get a post that people love. You're not going to get something engaging. But once a week, pretty much, I'll hit that spot. And, you know, and that's good enough for me. If that makes sense. But definitely this, and I'd imagine they're going to be doing more changes. The fact they're doing this behind the scenes and probably announcing it in the next 6 months.
Okay, two further questions. I think you're going to come on to, and I think you use Canva for your slideshows.
Yeah.
Just kind of, you're going to spend some time on that. And the second thing, which I don't understand, is hashtags, really. Kind of coming up with them, understanding which ones are going to work, sort of trending topics, that sort of thing.
And this is, again, most people don't understand this now. LinkedIn do have their own trending hashtags. I think at the moment, last week, I think it was hashtag 2022 goals. This week it's hashtag get hired. And not quite often, if you log into LinkedIn, I'll just share my screen again quickly. If you log into LinkedIn and if you go to post, does it say it today? Yeah, oh no, it doesn't. But earlier on, it was saying write about give tips on get hired. It's hashtag gets hired. I get hired. So sometimes it will show you. So LinkedIn, to some of you have their own trending ones, and often that can be what's topical. So for hashtags, again, I've got a short video on this on YouTube, but for hashtags right now, I would say, I mean, they do definitely help sway how many people view your products. I use 4 to 5. I mean, last year it was 3, that was the magic number. This year it's 4 to 5. I use, to keep it simple, if you Google trending hashtags on LinkedIn, there's loads of blogs, and it'll show you the top 20 trending hashtags. I mean, I could come up with my own, but why would you? So top trending hashtags for 2022 on LinkedIn, Google that. There's a couple of people that do them. What I normally do is pick 1 or 2 of them. Again, make it relevant. I'm not going to pick automotive, it's not what I'm doing. But for example, leadership and sales are there. So yeah. For me, leadership and sales, because I want to target leaders, and my post is sales. But then the other 3, I will typically use sectors. So, and this is where it makes such a difference if you niche down. I mean, one of my clients that started today, he's not on, Rolando, he does basically interior, amazing lights, and he's targeting interior designers. Now that's a dream for me to work with, because he basically does beautiful lights and he's targeting interior designers. For me, hashtags for him, just to give you an example, will be hashtag architect, hashtag property developers, hashtag property, hashtag construction. So the sectors that you want to target, and so many people get this wrong. This is why, again, you can be ahead of the curve for personal or for business, because most people, again, if they're marketing, will do hashtag marketing. And again, most people that follow marketing are marketers. And don't get me wrong, I will do hashtag marketing because I'm selling to marketers as well. But for you, if you've got lots of wins in property, for example, hashtag property, there's some sectors that are very big on LinkedIn, and construction, property, that kind of are. So again, I've got a list that I put together based on that knowledge for about 10, 20, and I just use 4 or 5 every time and change them. And again, things like hashtag futurism, that's one of the trending ones. But honestly, if I use that, that's often quite a factor on getting the more views. But I would also add the caveat, it's not all about views, because, you know, sometimes, especially hashtag technology, that might, 10,000 of those views might be in India, for example. So again, you've got to play around with it a little bit. But if you're targeting this, using the hashtag of the sector you're using, it's going to get seen by the right people. And again, if you're connecting to those people that are construction architects, again, it all just brings into the funnel of the right people seeing you, and you can write posts to the architect people, interiors. So again, everything's all flowing in the right direction. That makes sense?
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Maureen.
Did I answer both your questions? I'm going to do slideshows in a minute, carousels. Or Shona, you got your hand up? Hiya.
Hello, hiya. Sorry, I won't keep you long. It's only a quick one. I mean, I've learned so much from you already, Maureen, so thank you. I do a lot of the slideshows, and I tend to always say something like, like I've got one here, 7 things that can cause burnout other than your job. And I'll say that one, which has only got, say, 7,500 views. And then I'll do maybe another one, which says, 10 ways on being able to show burnout the door. And that one gets 30,000 views. So I don't seem to have any sort of consistency in them. I mean, the ones which I find get most views are polls, where I tend to do one poll a week, and sometimes it'll just be, I'll see something on on the news and think, okay, like there was one on universal credit being cut, and I had like 80,000 views on that, but then that's not really gonna that's nothing to do with my job. So
and to be honest, I mean, what I don't really like polls like most people, but I will do, especially for clients, I'll do one at least a week. And again, the key thing for anything on social media, if you can get it, the tick boxes would be keep it topical. So, I mean, without giving my tips away, if you watch GMTV every day, they do a poll, for example, if you do a poll on what's topical, you're going to get lots of views. But the trick is in the question of the poll or the text of the poll to try and tie in that topic to what you do. It's not easy, but if you can tie in universal credit to something that you do, you kind of are. And what I do, and again, I'm not going to talk about polls in this one. Polls are actually really good for sparking conversations. I did a couple of polls in January about getting more business on LinkedIn. And honestly, loads of people said, they want, one of the questions was, do you want help? And I got 3 customers from that. So again, you're right, the polls that are absolute nonsense will get the most views, but these are new people that are coming to your feed. You could connect to them. So anybody, you can easily see who's liked, who's commented. You could connect to them. You can easily, when you look at your poll, you can do a little message. But let me just in fact, I won't bring it up. That's a whole different video. But you can start engaging with them. You'd be amazed. It's easy to spark a conversation on a poll. But the slideshow posts, I mean, I would do a slideshow and a poll every week because they are the highest views. But slideshows are the best for converting by far. And you're right, I mean, not every single one of mine is going to get 30,000 views, but if I do 2 slideshows, one might get 7, one might get 30, I'm pretty much guaranteed that. And the difference probably is the hashtags or just the sentiment. It could be a couple of words. It could be that you've got more engagement on one day than the other one in the first couple of hours, so they show it to more people. There's so many, I mean, you're never going to know everything, but I think if you play the game a little bit and do 1 poll, 2 slideshows, you're going to get the maximum views you can. And again, those kind of things, 7 reasons, 5 ways. These people love them, but sometimes you might think something's a great idea, but nobody else does. So that's the thing. It's just finding that thing that people like. We don't always know.
Yeah, no, that's really useful. Thank you. I am going to have to shoot off in a bit because I've got a half.
No worries. Thanks for coming.
Really helpful. Thank you.
Somebody else has got a question. I think it's Claire.
Yeah, it's just that if my business page is the same name as me, so it's Claire Downham Coaching and I'm Claire Downham, obviously. Yeah. What will you use there on using the company?
I would pick one, to be honest, and it really is depend. I mean, company pages I think are going to go up, but if it was me, probably I would probably just stick to the personal right now, just because if it's just you're giving yourself a lot of work, you put it on 2, and it's hard for one person to do everything. Maybe in the future, I'd keep an eye on it. But if it's just you and your business seems the same, personal pages are performing the better just now. Okay. Or, I mean, what you could do is over the next couple of weeks, try 2 on your personal, 2 on your company, and see which one's getting the most inquiries.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
It is a case of trial and error, but I think if you do these things like slideshows, write hashtags, you're going to get the maximum views on either. So I'm just going to jump into now, the one thing that I get asked about probably every single week is how to create a LinkedIn slideshow post. Now it's called the LinkedIn slideshow, LinkedIn carousel, LinkedIn document post, all the same thing. But there's a couple of factors when you create them. Now I use Canva, there's lots of other ones. I just use Canva because it's easy. And I've got pretty much everything in there. So I'm just going to jump into Canva. Now, there is a couple of factors, obviously, apart from the slideshow itself. I have to go to document posts. So right now, it's called document. So this is my one for today. Now, again, most of these are jumping up in the next couple of days. So this is only 1,400 from this morning, but by close of play, it might be up to 5,000, 6,000. You can do these just for one page. I did one with my dad, it's a personal one, but they're not going to perform very well. The ones that perform the best have got to be multiple pages, and 10 seems to be a good number, but at least 5 pages, I'd say. And, you know, so a couple of key things. First of all, minimum text and a visual. Visuals perform better 10 times. If adverts were meant to be text only, you know, TV ads would be using text only, they use visuals. Visuals in marketing are absolutely essential. So most people view LinkedIn on their mobile. So again, if you put lots of text, people aren't going to be able to read it. Short and sweet, simple, which is beautiful. It's easy to create and it's easy to convert. So keep the message short and sweet, simple sells. I think Lucy Cripps said once, talk as if you're talking to 11-year-old. And at the back page, normally I will put some kind of call to action, not too salesy, but a little bit. So apart from the slideshow itself, which I'm going to go into, you still need to put a great headline. So again, on the first, the headline and the first page are so important. So on the first page, you don't want to give the 10 points. So if I'm going to give 10-step process to making sales, I could list them all on this page, but then people have got no reason to click. And if people are swiping or clicking, they're staying on LinkedIn longer, and you know, they're looking at you more, they're getting to know you. So again, the headlines, let's look at some of the headlines I've used. So again, keep the headlines short and sweet, reach thousands with every LinkedIn post. And then on here, don't put the same thing on the first page as this, how to boost your LinkedIn brand on LinkedIn. And again, that's meant to have an arrow, but it doesn't have. So again, you're going to give them a teaser on the first page, and then you can do whatever you want on the other pages. But on the last page, again here, you know, I've got a little offer. So headline, it's got to be 5+ pages or more. You have got to obviously put some text, and you need to put in at least 4 hashtags. And again here, entrepreneurship, that's another one I use because I'm targeting entrepreneurs, sales, leadership, futurism. So if you don't put hashtags and the headline is crap, it's going to do crap. Excuse my French if that's offensive. But so I'm going to jump into Canva as I'm in it anyway. So I have got literally zillions of slideshow posts on Canva. And as a little bonus to anybody who has joined this, I'm going to give you a link to one of my slideshows. So I've also got slideshows. I've created folders for my clients. So all my clients have got a little folder, and I'll just use this. You can see who it's for, but anyway, just use this. This is on something ridiculous. I think 199,000 views the last time I looked. It's 7 pages. This is the perfect sweet spot. Elizabeth is an executive coach. So 4 things that will fuel the likelihood of self-sabotage. I'll run through what it is, and then I will show you how to do it. So on the first page, I've got a little arrow. A lot of people in marketing say you should never put an arrow, but most people in marketing put an arrow. And again, we're human beings. If you show people the directions, they point that way, everybody will look. So arrows, again, typically do look. On this page, typically I'll put a kind of statement or a quote, and then I'll go into what the 4 reasons are. Again, short and sweet, maybe have your logo and 1 image, 1 bit of text, and normally put the website on. So again, it's got 4 reasons, 4 points, so simple, takes me literally minutes to create. And I appreciate not everybody has come from a content design. I do create animated videos. So the last page, again, it's got a picture, it's got this. Now, once I've done this, the beauty of it is, if I go back home, I can, I've got all my designs, I can copy and paste this. I can copy this. So like this template, I can say copy this, and then I'm going to change it into another client's one. Obviously, I'm not going to use the same thing, but I can use that template, and then I can change the text, I can change the image, I can change everything, I can change the colors. But this is a kind of sweet spot that works beautifully. A little image, again, to stand out on the LinkedIn page, some text, and again, I will typically bold or change the color of the headline. You don't have to, an arrow in the website. But let's go to the beginning, to how do I start with this? And again, anybody that wants a link to one of my templates, because the great thing in Canva, you can share link. I will give you one as a starting point, not that one, but another one I've created. So let's start from the beginning. Typically, if I wanted to create a post and I was just brand new, the first thing I would do is set up my brand kit, because once you set up your brand kit, it makes it so much easier if you've got your corporate colors in there. It takes 2 minutes. This might be only available on the paid Canva, but if you're going to roll out 1 or 2 Canva messages every single week, I would highly recommend you pay for it. I think it's $10 a month. I've got my 4 corporate colors. I've got the logos and icons. So any post I do, I can just change in seconds. So first things first, set up your brand things. Secondly, if you go to home, there's a zillion templates for every type of post you want to do in Canva. So easy. But I normally start with poster. Or let's say I wanted to talk about, I start with a keyword, and a poster is a good place to start. A poster is the shape like this. That's the kind of poster size, how it appears. It's going to be big on LinkedIn. You can do an Instagram size. You can start with an Instagram post if you want, but I normally start with this. So you can either start with post. If you were doing product images, you could basically just start, and it's a blank page. You can add elements. Elements are graphics. So I can add just a graphic here. And again, if you type in anything, let's just say you're going to post about negativity, it's cancer, negative beliefs. You know, we're doing a post about negative. There's so many icons here. Now, the benefit of paid Canva is you get access to more images. That's pretty much it. So negative beliefs. Let's just do this. I'm just going to stick this in. You can then change the color of that. Again, I can change it to my brand, because when I click here, it's got my brand colors. I'm going to put some text in. Again, everything's here, photos, text. I can put text in. You can use some of the text they've got if you like it, or you can just start from blank here. And you can drag and drop to make it bigger. I'm going to make this headline bigger. And again, less is more. Honestly, that's quite bad, isn't it? But, yeah. Less is more, and you can center. If you move it around, you can center it so everything's nice. And again, you could add a website here. So subheading. Just do that for the sake of time. Now I can change the background page. I can put color. And change this color by going to here. Change the text. I can also put a photograph as a back. So if you go here, it's got loads of photographs, stock images. Let's look at for something, nature. And again, I'll just type in, and if you drag it along, it will automatically go to the background. Now, obviously that doesn't look very good. I could change the transparency, which is up here on your right. And everything's kind of really simple. No, something like that. Doesn't look very good, but, or I could put something like this.
Maureen, how did you change that background colour again?
The background colour here, if you just click on the document here, up. Or you can drag a picture, and obviously you can upload a picture. So a lovely picture of me you can have there. And again, you can change the transparency, because obviously that doesn't look good. I'm not a laser, obviously, but you could put, this is the picture that I did this morning. So again, you can build up a catalogue of all your portfolio, but I'll take rid of the picture. So again, something simple, you know, don't overdo it with graphics, 1 or 2 words, website, an image, or you can also put, then you can do a second page. So again, you'd put here 4 reasons or 5. So you wouldn't put, so 3 ways to combat, 3 ways to combat negativity. Now again, you can mess around with the font size. You can change the color of this. You can make it bold. And again, just try and make it look nice. You can make this smaller if you want this. So if you highlight it all, you can make this smaller. It's starting to look like one of my posts already. The only thing I would probably do is, again, make that white and change this to pink. So something simple like that. Now for an arrow, if you go to elements, that's graphic, and type in, no surprise, arrow. Oops. It's going to bring up a whole selection of arrows. Now there is animated ones. Now if LinkedIn was promoting GIFs right now, I would be using a GIF, but they're not. So the arrow, you can choose whichever one you like. It can be small, it can be large, put it wherever you want. So this is going to be 3 ways to combat negativity. Let's just put in 2022. First page, again, you're not giving anything away. Here, now here, let's just delete that. I can either copy this one because I want it to be in the same style by doing up here in the right-hand corner, add page. Oops, not, sorry about that. Not going to do that. How do you do this again? Duplicate page, that's it. So up in the right-hand corner, duplicate page. So again, typically what I'll do to save time is that, and here I'm going to put nature. And again, you don't need to put War and Peace, so you're just going to, because you can type about it in post. I'm going to just type in here nature, and this is how quickly I'll pretty much do one of these posts in 5 minutes. Again, you can go to graphics. I'm going to change this nice sad face to, so nature. Then the next page is going to be sunshine. I'm making this up obviously as I go away. Well, sunshine doesn't go very well on the yellow. Again, just size up, and again to center it, just move it around. And I'll just add this one just for the sake of it. And then the last page, you can add a page. Now, the beauty of it is all the designs I've done earlier, which I love, I think I've done a kind of call to action page I want to use for every single one. If I go add page, I'm just going to put an empty page here. You can move these around, drag and drop. The empty page, I'm wanting to go to choose from my other design. So if I click here on the left-hand side, you can see it's got all your designs. So again, I've got a zillions of designs. So I'm just going to go to flick through to ones I think, and then you can click on it, and I can use this page as my call to action. And again, just maybe edit it a bit. And again, the beauty of this, I can actually, if I change this all to pink, which I thought I did. If I change this to pink, you've got the arrow on each page, and again you could put an off on the last page. Now this, if you had some amazing insights and information, because you know anybody that's been working in the field for a couple of years, you've got insights. This could be three clients you work with. The last page, obviously you're not going to do an arrow, but the key thing here for actually putting on LinkedIn, so I've done that. Again, double check it. I always double check my spell check because I'm dyslexic. Is download it as a PDF. So PDF standard, not an image. If you download it as an image, it's going to not work on LinkedIn. Got it to be downloaded as a PDF standard. This is why I do it on my laptop. I find it a lot with the functionality of Canva a lot better. It has got an app, if you've got a tablet or depending on what you want. And then when you upload it on LinkedIn, you go to upload a new post. And you basically will click to upload a document. So down here is lots of different styles: photo, video, document. Choose a file, and hopefully, oops, this wasn't working earlier for some reason. Hopefully that's the right one. Now, do put, where it says document title, do put this in because this will show up on LinkedIn. So I sometimes put emojis or whatever you want to put in. Oops, read this. Now here you've got, now this is how, just again, double check how it's going to look. Obviously you put the title is different, but, and then you will put done, and then you want to put the body of the text. So again, the key thing is title, and again, whether you put it in capitals, but you want to put a short and sweet title. You want to put a body of the post, and again, you can put some emojis, don't overkill. I typically, for most posts, will put 3 bullet points. So a couple of lines about what it is, then 3 bullet points. Oops. Is it gone? 3 bullet points about something. Then again, maybe another line, text and question, followed by 4 or 5 hashtags. And when you start typing in, it'll come up. Again, try different hashtags that work for you. Obviously, I'm not going to post this, but that's the key thing. So short and sweet, you know, simple, but stand off showcasing some of your skills. Good headline. You know, don't make the post about 10 different things. Stick to 1 key message per post. Good question, hashtags, and use the front page as a teaser. That is how you would do a LinkedIn slideshow post. And so to show you this again, I typically will then resize it and put it onto Instagram. It's working really well.